is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is NXT for October 2nd, 2019. The way your season premiere should be at the end of the night. You wanting more instead of watching Bobby Lashley and Lana recreate a pornographic film. This is a season premiere. That's what I'm talking about, man. I did AEW last night. Watched Dynamite, did the review, uploaded, went into the living room, got myself a midnight snack. And then I watched another 2 hours and 15 minutes because they needed that 15-minute overrun. You know? 2 hours and 15 minutes of NXT. Don't have an issue with it. I love NXT. You guys know I'm an NXT mark through and through. But one has to wonder if I'm going to be able to withstand all this wrestling. No matter how great it was, AEW put on a very good show last night. We discussed it wasn't perfect by any means. NXT always puts on a great show. This comes as no surprise. When I was over with 2 hours and 15 minutes of watching NXT, I'm like, okay. Well, what did we expect? Did we expect NXT to put on a bad show? With what they advertised, pretty much was a takeover without actually calling it takeover. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle this, man. 4 hours of wrestling on a given night, on any night, is a lot of hours. I can't even get through 30 minutes of Monday Night Raw. That's why I have so much coffee on Monday night, and then I don't sleep going into Tuesday. But 4 hours. I can't even withstand 3 on Monday. I got to do 4 between AEW and NXT. Now, no matter how good it is, I do think that 4 hours is too much for every week. I really do. This is why at the end of the night, when I finally laid my head down to rest and go to sleep, that I was thinking to myself, man, I wish AEW was on Tuesday, because nothing right now on the calendar is for us on Tuesday. I would love if AEW was Tuesday and I just had NXT all to myself on Wednesday night. I think it's just a little bit too much, but I'm not here, just a minor criticism. I'm not here to talk about AEW or complain that it's too much wrestling. All we are saying right now in the community that after Wednesday, it was one hell of a night for wrestling fans. We are the winners in this quote-unquote war, and this is going to be a weekly thing, folks. They're going to step each other's game up because now the battle lines have been drawn, and I don't expect anything else. So we win in the end. We're getting great wrestling on Wednesday night. Now, the one thing that I seen through all the comments on my AEW video, oh, AEW sucks, or NXT blew AEW out of the water. What are you telling me that I don't already know, bro? Seriously. I know NXT better than most. I know what NXT, when they want to, are going to deliver. Do they ever really put on a bad show? Did you really think Paul Levesque was going to come out here and be like, we're going to coast and breeze through this. Don't worry about it. We got it. We got this in the bag. Without putting in any effort at all. Are you serious? Yes, I know at the end of the night that NXT had the better show. Yes, I know AEW wasn't a perfect show and they got to work out some minor kinks on their end. Whether it be production or what happens in the ring. I know. But for the people who say, oh, AEW Dynamite sucked. It was a bad show. You gave me no reasons as to why you typed that comment on my video. Why was it a bad show? You offered nothing to the discussion at hand. Nothing of a criticism at all. You didn't give me reasons. You were just in there, oh, AEW Dynamite was a bad show. NXT was better. You didn't give me no reason. So when I see that, delete. Your comment gets deleted. Because you're not offering any constructive criticisms and giving me the whys and why nots. You just want to be a prick. So I don't like those type of people. And that's the people we're seeing all through the community right now. Nobody knows what the fuck they're watching. Nobody knows what they want. Nobody has anything to offer as far as discussion or topical discussion. You just want to be either pro AEW, pro WWE, or vice versa. And I don't give a shit about any of that. Some of these idiots in the community, man, we're going to break this down segment by segment and compare it to NXT. Why? Why? AEW was great. I watched it. It was great for the channel. Now you know why I did that more so than NXT. NXT is always going to be there for me, man. Matt Riddle and Adam Cole were waiting for me at 1 a.m. in the morning to put on a fucking classic. It was a classic at 8. It was a classic at 1 a.m. It's going to be a classic 2 years from now. Nobody gives a shit. We just want to enjoy pro wrestling. That's all I got last night. Finally, a fucking night where I can't complain. But I'm complaining now about the people who are complaining that I am pro AEW and pro NXT. As if they want me to pick a side. Come on, man. We're not doing anything like that. I told you last night, this was a great show. But did you really expect anything less? Were you genuinely surprised at the end of the night? I don't know what your issue is. This was a great show. One of the best NXT shows that I think they've ever done. It was awesome. And we are the winners in the end here, man. We're going to go over everything. Matt Riddle and Adam Cole, I cannot do it justice. I can't. That was an absolute battle cry type match for AEW. Now, I know Adam Cole and Matt Riddle can do this on any given night. They don't need to be in competition with AEW, but man, there was one part of that match that made me give you the fucking shocked emoji face. My eyes lit up at 1:30 in the morning watching this shit. Holy shit, man. There's one part of that match we're going to go over that I think was a direct middle finger to AEW. We're going to go over Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae. We're going to go over the return of Finn Balor to NXT. We're going to go over the return of Tommaso Ciampa as he hunts now Adam Cole and seeks to get Goldie back. Awesome show, man. Absolutely awesome show. We're going to go over it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me right here on the podcast. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Do it. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so very much. Hit that subscribe button down below each and every Wednesday and Thursday. This is the new schedule, guys. Get used to it. Wednesday, AEW. Thursday, NXT. Make sure you guys are subscribed. On top of that, we got Raw on Monday, AEW podcast on Tuesday, AEW on Wednesday, NXT on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, Off the Script Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Not Friday. Friday SmackDown. Saturday and Sunday off the script. I got to get used to my own schedule. It's going to be a big week of content, man. It's going to be a big week every week from this point on. So I hope you guys are there with me. Like I said, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you are notified of everything that goes live on the channel. Do not miss a single upload. You guys are backed up on Twitter, so make sure you're doing both. Notifications on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Turn on the notifications on Twitter as well. If you guys missed any of the videos this week, you got Raw, you got the AEW podcast where we talked about Jake Hager returning, and that's what happened on Wednesday. So that was on Tuesday. Make sure you guys go and check the Dynamite review out as well. We are already over 20,000 views and nearing 2,000 likes in not even 12 hours. Awesome. Awesome stuff, man. Thank you guys so very much for all that. Go check the description. Everything you guys need, easy access, will be linked down in the description of this very video. And quickly, guys, make sure you go and check out Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. 30 days free when you sign up. 30 days free of their service, including one free audiobook of your choice. Best part is, you guys can cancel within the 30 days. You will not be charged, and you still get to keep your audiobook for free, guys. It's a great way to support the show. It's a great way to get something just for listening to me today, right here on Off the Script on NXT. And you guys can support me as well. audibletrial.com/offthescript. NXT started off with Adam Cole. Yes, Adam Cole defending the NXT Championship against Matt Riddle. How did we get here? Well, Adam Cole is the NXT champion. He lasted all through the summer in a war with Johnny Gargano. So he beat Johnny Gargano in what was realistically a 3 stages of hell match in NXT. Matt Riddle is here as the #1 contender because he beat Killian Dane last week in a street fight, and the winner of that match was to become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Thus, we got Riddle versus Adam Cole. We also got Riddle versus Adam Cole because WWE wanted to put on the best show possible, and when you put these two men in the ring together, you get magic. So that's why they did it. NXT Championship, two guys who could realistically be looked at as two of the best in the world right now, and there's no reason why you shouldn't put them on first and a title match on this season premiere. I wish it was the main event, but clearly NXT had a very strategic plan of how they wanted to do things, and at the end of the night, I don't think any of us had an issue that the NXT Championship match opened this show. It's all in the heat of war on Wednesday night. I gotta make mention of it. I know they've been doing it. I know they've been on WWE, or the USA Network rather. WWE's been putting NXT on the USA Network, and I know they've been doing it for the past couple of months now, or for however long, but I gotta make mention of NXT looking really, really good on the USA Network. WWE has to get a thumbs up from me, or whoever's in charge over there at NXT. Full Sail looks phenomenal. The way it's presented on TV, it looks fantastic. It looks fuller. I love that they kept the darkness and the grittiness and that raw feel of the shows. I love when they tone down the lights in the crowd. Yet you hear everybody going absolutely ballistic, balls to the wall in there. I love the intimate atmosphere. I do. I love that they made everything feel fuller. I don't remember seeing the big LED board. It looks like they got a new big LED board strip, hard camera side that you see when the wrestlers are making their introduction. I love where the commentary desk is and how they redid that. It looks phenomenal. I love that they redid the stage. Full Sail looks actually like it's ready for a pro wrestling show. I love it. I think it's great. But the question I do have is, and I wonder if this is going to continue going on into 2020, I can't see it being a thing going into 2020. Because I know when people were watching AEW and then you're flipping back and forth between AEW and NXT, how long before WWE realizes that AEW is selling out? On night one, they had about 13,000 people in the Capital One Arena. It's not going to be 13,000 every week. AEW is going to be running 5, 6, 7, 8,000 seat venues. Still a lot more than 500. Or whatever now Full Sail could fit. 550 maybe? I don't know. Stretching that number as much as they can. How long before Triple H sees all this going on week to week? You know, I don't want to say NXT is Bush League, because it's not. It's the number one brand in WWE. I've always said that NXT has always been the alternative to WWE. That main roster Vince and all these clowns up there should be watching NXT. They don't need influence from AEW. His fucking son-in-law. Vince's son-in-law should be the alternative. Look at what he's doing. Do it. Do it. But how long before Triple H sees what Tony Khan is doing with AEW and then pulls NXT out of Full Sail and starts doing the 5, 6, 7,000 seat venues? Is NXT even built to be taken on the road weekly? We know they could do it from Full Sail. We know that they could do it on a major piggybacking of the WWE pay-per-views, the major pay-per-views on the main roster. And I know for a fact they could sell out on their own if they were to move TakeOver away from the main roster. They did it with TakeOver 25. They sold it out in fucking Bridgeport, Connecticut, of all fucking people, of all places. You know, with those people going there. What's in Bridgeport, Connecticut? Nothing. But is NXT built to be on the road weekly in different cities? Can they do it? Is Triple H going to allow this? You know, he said, you know, Full Sail and the operation and the team over at Full Sail are incredibly passionate and, you know, this is their home away from home. Yeah. But one has to wonder if this is going to be a thing going on into 2020. It's just a very logical question to ask because I can't see it. The amount of shows that they're doing now live every week and the caliber of shows that they are. Don't you think NXT could be making a lot of money or much more money taking this shit on the road? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also love the fact that during the championship match, and I know they've been doing this, that the lights dim. You see nothing but the spotlight on challenger and champion with the NXT logo in the ring and the ring announcements being made. I love that. It just gives it a big fight feel. Main roster should do that. You had a whole pay-per-view called Night of Champions, Clash of Champions, or Clash of Champions. Clash of Champions, and not one moment did they dim the fucking lights. I don't remember. Or unless they did and I completely forgot. Not that I give a shit, but NXT does it. It should be a staple in WWE. It just gives the match a better feel and a much more epic feel. It's a big match. Make it feel that way. I don't know what to say about this match. I really don't. Adam Cole reportedly is quote-unquote injured. He's been injured for months. They had him off the road for about a month since his match with Johnny. And it might be true because Adam Cole's been playing a lot of video games. Built himself a new man cave on social media. If you guys have been following him on social media, he's a big video game head, you know. Borderlands 3 came out. He says he's diving into Borderlands 3. I wonder if he's a Destiny player. Should ask him that. Those looter shooters, man, they suck so many hours from your life. It's ridiculous. I got Destiny running through my veins. I'm fiending for fucking Destiny. Even though the Braves are playing today, all I want to do is play Destiny. So Adam Cole could realistically be injured. Is he injured enough not to compete? No, because clearly he put on a fucking classic with Matt Riddle. So he put on a classic with Matt Riddle, and I don't know how injured he really is. I don't even know if he's legitimately injured. He's a heel. So the first thing in my mind is, oh, Adam Cole's a heel. He's playing off a mock injury because of Matt Riddle putting on the Fujiwara armbar, and now he's just playing it up to the fact to use the cast as an excuse to get out of this and get out of that, and maybe behind a referee's back, in a tactical situation, use the cast as a weapon. Because that's what heels do. So that's my first line of thinking. Now, if he's legitimately hurt, I hope it's not serious. But clearly, after last night, I don't think it is that serious. He was cleared, and he put on a classic with Matt Riddle. Whatever I say here will not do it justice. Go out and watch it. That's all I will tell you. Adam Cole won this match. This was not really in any question. There was no doubt in my mind that Adam Cole was going to win this match. But, you know, the shock factor is always there. WWE could have easily had a title change and put it on Matt Riddle. But putting the title on Matt Riddle would have done nothing to further storylines. Because the real story here is Ciampa. And it's always been Ciampa. Him coming back against Cole because Cole beat Gargano. Gargano was supposed to take Goldie home. And he didn't. He failed. And now Goldie is still in the possession of Adam Cole. Clearly, Ciampa wants Goldie back. And the better match here is, because we've seen it so many times with Gargano, is Ciampa versus Cole. That's your main event. That's your big match. Whenever it happens, I wouldn't do it too soon. Don't do it immediately. Build it up. We all know Ciampa's getting his rematch. We all know it. He doesn't have to do anything for those questioning. He don't have to do anything. He never lost it. Nobody ever pinned his shoulders to the mat. He went out with injury. So at least give him that. Give him a championship match when he wants. Now, I hope WWE could have some patience with this. Realistically, I would say book this match at WrestleMania weekend with NXT TakeOver Tampa. But I don't think they're going to wait that long. That's just me. Maybe they do put Ciampa right through the whole roster again and put him through the ringer and have him battle his way back. I don't know what their mentality is, but I know that man is getting his title shot whenever he wants it, because that's the way it should be. That's the money match. So Riddle winning this really didn't make any sense. Matt Riddle losing this is not a big blow to Matt Riddle. I think Matt Riddle has this sense to him where, you know, we kind of felt like he was buried. They put him in this thing with Killian Dane, only to give him a title match and have him lose the title match here against Cole last night. I honestly think Matt Riddle is in a position where he's so over with the audience that he's kind of borderline, you know, treading on that bulletproof feel. I don't think Matt Riddle is taking anything by losing this match. Look at the match that he gave. There's not one person in the back after this match that's doubting Matt Riddle in any way. Matt Riddle could go to the main roster and blow everybody out of the water tomorrow if he wanted to. You put that man on SmackDown Live, guarantee you he's going to get over. Just based on who he is and what he does in the ring. Watching him last night only further proved to everybody that Matt Riddle is fucking phenomenal. That's all I can say about Matt Riddle. I love watching him work. It is so good. And the fact is that he doesn't have as much experience as an Adam Cole or as much experience as somebody else on the NXT roster or the main roster for that matter. Look at how good he is. It's unreal. It is unreal that he delivered this type of match with Adam. Actually, it's not unreal, but to somebody who don't know who he is, you're going to go out and find his previous work. It's unbelievable. There was a situation in this match that I pinpointed, and I'm like, yep, that's a direct fucking this is war statement to AEW. Now, it was in the middle of the match. There was about 10 minutes. It started off intense. It started off hot and heavy. There was an unbelievable sequence in this thing where we had Matt Riddle. He had his feet stomped on by Adam Cole, which is brilliant. It's just a brilliant move. The guy's wearing no shoes. Why not stomp on his feet when the situation calls for it? So Cole blocked an Alabama slam, rolls through, Riddle misses a knee. More back and forth. I haven't even had my cup of coffee yet, so bear with me. More back and forth. Riddle with a big knee, a Fisherman Buster's suplex that was rolled into a small package. Absolutely beautiful. Riddle then with a big German suplex for another 2 count. Riddle with another kick, kicking Adam Cole in the face. Riddle scoops Cole. Cole fights out with elbows. Riddle scoops him again. Cole counters with a mid-air back stabber. I don't know what he was going for, but he had him up in a fireman carries position, and Adam Cole reversed himself in midair to deliver a backstabber on Matt Riddle. It was fucking a thing of beauty. I loved it. Crowd went crazy. Morrow was brilliant on commentary. So, we had Adam Cole stomping on Riddle's bare feet. This is where things absolutely were like, holy shit. But Riddle fights back, nails Adam Cole in the injured wrist. So, Riddle had his feet stomped on, so he went right for the wrist. Why not? Tit for tat. You want to fuck with me? I'm going to fuck with you. That's exactly what he did. Riddle hit a huge knee. Huge jumping knee. Cole comes right back with an enziguri. Riddle then delivers a German suplex where I swear to God, when watching it live, I don't think they showed a replay of it. They might have, but I might have missed it because I was still in shock from the initial suplex that I seen as it happened. He dumped Adam Cole on the back of his head. My God. It was holy shit. German suplex out of nowhere, just with so much ferocity behind it. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here? So we got the German suplex. Cole gets right back up and delivers a Ushigoroshi to Matt Riddle. And he goes for a cover. Crowd is going fucking crazy. I hear the rafters shaking in Full Sail University. That was a line in the sand. Triple H was like, motherfucker, I don't give a shit what's happening on Wednesday night. Top this, bitch. That's exactly what I got from that segment. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So towards the end of this thing, we got chance of Fight Forever. This could main event any WWE show. These two, you put them on, they're going to deliver without question. Fans are chanting Fight Forever. Riddle goes to the Bro to Sleep, his version of the GTS, and a powerbomb. Big knee to the face. Riddle goes to the top for the floating bro. He actually undershot it, I think. He didn't even get all of it. Or he might have overshot it, but Adam Cole was too far away from where he usually should be positioned for the floating bro. But he made it anyway. He made the distance. He didn't get all of it. They called it on commentary, which was great, but he hit the floating bro and doesn't get all of it. Cole barely kicked out at that point. Crowd's still going crazy. So Riddle goes back up top. Cole jumps up, crotches him on the top rope. They trade shots. Riddle rocks Cole back to the mat with a big shot. Riddle flies in over the top, and Cole super kicks him. He did, if you guys can imagine, when Adam Hangman Page does the buckshot clothesline, he did a flip into the ring, and I don't know what he was going for. Maybe a kick, maybe a punch, maybe a clothesline, but Adam Cole was waiting right there as Matt Riddle flipped into the ring, showing off, I guess. The bro was showing off. He ate a super kick as he flipped back into the ring. Cole on Riddle again, goes back up top. Cole hits the Panorama Sunrise, which he hit already in the match, and he kicked out, did Riddle. So, the Canadian Destroyer, man, something that should be ending matches and being a finishing move for somebody, it's just a regular move now, you know? And this is what happened with Dijakovic and Keith Lee. A top rope Canadian Destroyer, kick out. Adam Cole does it twice here, kick out. Or at least he did it once, and he went for it a second time, and he didn't get it. The third time is what really led him to winning the match, but either way, nobody should be kicking out of that move. So he went for the sunrise. Riddle ends up applying the bro mission in the middle of the ring. Fans are going crazy. Everybody thinks this is a title change waiting to happen. Cole counters it, turns it into a roll-up, a pinning predicament, 2 count. Riddle drops Cole into a Fujiwara armbar again. Riddle drags Cole back, but Cole rolls him into a 2 count. Riddle goes right back to the Fujiwara armbar, but on the other arm now, the uninjured arm. So they break. Cole nails a big elbow. Cole immediately follows up with a last shot and covers for the pin to retain. So this was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Adam Cole retains. No doubt that he was going to retain anyway. Classic match. Probably going to go down as one of the best NXT matches of the year. And Matt Riddle certainly has a lot of those. So does Johnny. But this was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I had no problem with this opening the show. After the match was over, Adam Cole was standing in the middle of the ring, and Finn Balor comes out, and he looks great. I don't know how you guys feel about Finn Balor, but I would have liked if he stayed away just a little bit longer. And I see this as a power move by Triple H. Yes, it is getting a main roster guy back down into NXT, and they're going to be using Finn Balor to build NXT on Wednesday nights. I understand the strategic, feel of it all. I understand the reason for it. I don't have any problem with it. The stare down between Cole and Finn Balor was great. Finn Balor takes the microphone and says that he is NXT as of now, and that's it. So Finn Balor is back in NXT, and we are to believe that he is chasing the NXT Championship. I believe he's the longest reigning NXT champion in history. So I love that he's back. I don't like for the reasons that he is back. Having Finn Balor on TV makes sense. Yes, having Finn Balor in NXT compared to the main roster makes sense. Having Finn Balor on TV realistically takes a spot away from somebody else that is on the rise. It takes a spot away from a Keith Lee. It takes a spot away from somebody, anybody that is wanting to make it to live television. When are we going to get some other people on a 2-hour show? Now we got another main roster act coming into NXT, almost taking away a spot from somebody else who is probably more deserving of that spot than Finn Balor. Is Finn Balor a game changer? On Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, he's not. Because as soon as he got demoted to the main roster, they fucked him over. They gave you Finn Balor in a way where it left such a bad taste in your mouth that you didn't really care that he was there or not. And the fact that he was gone, I don't think anybody really missed him. Did you? I didn't. But he is on NXT now. Is he a game changer on the main roster? No. Is he a game changer in NXT? Yes. I do think people will come and watch NXT for Finn Balor. So I get the reason for it. I wouldn't put Finn Balor immediately in a title position. I think he's got Tommaso Ciampa to look at and say, you know what, let me get in the back of the line just out of sheer respect here. But Finn Balor being on NXT, I do think is a game changer, and it's not that much of a game changer on the main roster. What do they do with the main roster now? What do they do with Finn Balor on the main roster? All I heard was that, Finn Balor was going to come back and get his revenge on Bray Wyatt. I heard rumors, I don't know if they're legit or not, of Finn Balor showing up at WrestleMania, winning the Royal Rumble, going on to fight Bray Wyatt and The Fiend at WrestleMania. WWE wanted to build WrestleMania around that. That could still happen. But am I to believe now that he is no longer on the main roster? He was scared off by The Fiend. He has nothing more to do with Bray Wyatt. Now he shows up in NXT. Why? Because it's a convenience for him? And one has to wonder if his contract is going to change. Probably not, because they signed him to whatever money deal they did. He's making whatever amount of money. They're not going to alter his contract in any way. So who wins out in the end here? Finn Balor gets to be away from Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. I don't know how SmackDown Live is going to end up in this new era. Could still be as shitty as it's always been. We don't know. All the fact that it's on Fox doesn't mean that it's going to be better every week. So we have to see. WWE has to prove that to us. But who's the real winner here? NXT is getting a main roster guy that they could, realistically, hang their hat on as being the guy there. And he fits NXT a lot better. But who's the real winner here? Balor is probably making main roster money on a lesser schedule. He gets to work out of the PC every day. And he has all his accommodations paid for. When they travel outside of Florida, flight, hotel, all that's paid for in NXT. That's not paid for on the main roster. You have to come up with your own hotel and your own car to get to the next destination. So who wins here? This is a great deal for Balor. He's probably happier than a pig in shit. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm excited to see where they go. I'm excited to see if a return to NXT brings out another side of Balor that we have not seen. Maybe we get the Demon. Maybe Triple H takes Balor and gives us the Balor that we've seen before he was demoted. And we get that Balor again in the closing stages of 2019. I'd love to see Balor come out in a certain takeover and dress the Demon up as it pertains to whatever city's historical, landmark is, or the meaning behind a certain city, or that destination landmark in that certain city. I love when Balor used to take the Demon and really play off that. So we'll see what happens. A lot to be excited about here. But as far as Balor being in NXT, the one thing I could take away from this, and I hate it, is the fact that he's pretty much taking up a spot that could be reserved for somebody else on a Wednesday night where you're going to put on a good show, but now you're taking that spot away from somebody else that could really shine in front of that live audience on a weekly basis. We all know what Balor could do. I want to see some new talent, and I want to see them introduce some new talent to some new sets of eyes. That's all I could say about that. Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. This was the next match. We got... Actually, I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead here. How could I forget the Velveteen Dream? How could I forget the Dream, man? He is on a velvet couch, a new one, by the way. And with the new couch comes a plethora of women. He had not 2 or 3 women. He had like 8 or 9 women now. And he was asking all of them, do you feel it? And they all shook their head and smiled. So there you go. Who's better than Dream right now? Hyped himself up, hyped the Velveteen experience, mentions the NXT North American Championship, and Roderick Strong challenges him to a match for the title that he lost. Dream talks about Strong challenging him and to step out of the shadows of the Undisputed Era. Dream then goes on to say, soon it will be Dream over for Roderick Strong. Don't know if the rematch clause is in effect here for champions, but I would hope not. Velveteen Dream's got to get in line and then work his way back to Roderick Strong. That's the way we should be doing things. But time will tell if WWE is just going to give Dream another match or he's going to have to work for it and get a rematch through that means of the North American Championship. Lio Rush and Drew Gulak was confirmed for next week, and they didn't mention anything about 205 Live, and some people were calling out the fact that WWE put the graphic up and it didn't say 205 Live WWE Cruiserweight Championship. It said NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Don't know. All I know is that 205 Live is moving to Fridays. I don't know if this means that it's just going to be the show that it's always been, just now on Fridays, or if 205 Live is really being integrated into the NXT roster. So people are calling that out, that it said on the graphic the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. It does have a nice ring to it. I think that would be the best decision for all on that brand. Just get rid of the 205 Live brand, put them on NXT. I think we'll be a lot better off for it, and they'll be in the right venue and in front of the right people here in NXT. Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. Io Shirai wins this thing in about 14 minutes. I love Io. I think Io is awesome. Her outfit was great. I just love the entire presentation of Io, man. Io and what they did with Io has been phenomenal. Just the heel turn and the music and the new outfits and the just overall presentation of who she is now. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. She is quickly becoming one of my favorite females on the roster. Unbelievable stuff by Io. She wins here in 14:46. They gave these women a pretty decent amount of time, and I love the fact that with the 2 hours, they're not putting so much emphasis on filling the show. Let's get as much shit on the show as we can. Love the fact that a women's match like this got 15 minutes, and it's with 2 women who could actually go. Still not really all that impressed with Mia Yim, but the fact that she was in the ring with Io, I gave her a pass tonight because she looked good, mostly because she was in the ring with Io. But I love the fact that they gave these women almost 15 minutes. That's what you need to see. Give them the stage to just do what they got to do. Io Shirai wins, clearly eyeing another shot at the Women's Championship. I love the fact that they're putting Io in another match to build up her credibility and get in line for a title match again. She wins with the moonsault for the 3 count here. And I love the fact, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, Nigel was kind of describing Io's moonsault. A lot of people think Io has the best moonsault in the women's division. I would agree with that. But Io's moonsault is a lot different. It's a lot more force off the top rope. It's like a straight line. It's not graceful like you would see a moonsault. And let me try and describe it better. Like you see Chad Gable do a moonsault. It's like graceful in the air, right? Io shoots off like a fucking shot, and it's more speed than anything. Nigel tried to commentate on this and give you a reason as to why Io Shirai and her moonsault is so devastating. I really appreciated that. I don't think anybody has really went into detail about Io's moonsault and why it is what it is. So, there you go. I thought that was awesome. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were at ringside. They were there, and I don't know if you... Kevin Nash didn't say anything. He might have tore a quad. He was standing up. But, yes, I know, lame, and everybody makes fun of Nash's quads. But Scott Hall, while they went to another sequence here, he was talking into the microphone, and he started saying, the Wednesday Night Wars start here. And then they cut away. But you heard him say it. He said it twice, and by the time he finished the second sentence, they're like, get this fucking guy off television. Wednesday Night Wars. You idiot. But they were there in full sail to obviously support their very good friend Triple H in this season premiere of NXT. Tegan Nox, obviously, her Mae Young Classic injury was a tearjerker. I loved Tegan Nox in the Mae Young Classic. Looking forward to her coming back. They did a video package hyping her return and showing you highlights of her struggle and the surgery and what it meant to her to go through that most painful situation of her life and then come back. She looks great. Can't wait to see her on NXT. Clearly, they're setting her up for the NXT brand, and I think that's a good decision. Johnny Gargano versus Shane Thorne. We got this match because Shane Thorne has been a thorn, literally, in Johnny Gargano's side for the last couple of weeks. Shane Thorne's been on this crusade to take out all of the breakout stars because he feels like he is the breakout guy. So he took out a few of the guys in the breakout tournament as of late. And then Johnny came back and stated that he is NXT. He will be remaining in NXT, thank God. Shane Thorne came out and wanted to make a name for himself on Johnny Gargano's dime. So that's what led to this match. So when Johnny came back, Shane Thorne ate a super kick. That's what led to this match here. And I thought this match was very good. I'm happy to see Johnny in NXT. Don't know where they go with Johnny in NXT. He's more of... I feel he is definitely the heart and soul of NXT, but I feel more so that Johnny now is going to be more of a identity. He's going to be more of a face than anything. As to when you watch NXT, you see Johnny Gargano as the face of NXT, even though he's not a champion. But I feel like even after this, where does Johnny fit in NXT? Is he going to play a vital role in storylines? Is he going to vie for a major championship? Is he going to get demoted to the main roster? You know, Johnny can say he wants to be in NXT. Johnny could say that he bleeds NXT, that he's going to be in NXT, but ultimately it's up to what Vince McMahon wants. If Vince wants him on SmackDown Live or Monday Night Raw, Johnny Gargano is going to be leaving NXT. It's not going to be Johnny Takeover anymore. So I don't know where Johnny fits into all this, and this match with Shane Thorne really made me start thinking about this. Where does he fit? You know? He can't be wrestling Shane Thorne every week. He can't be wrestling guys like Shane Thorne. I don't want Johnny to be put in a situation where he's going to try and get others over. Maybe that's his role. Maybe he's going to be used to get other newer guys on the up over. But Johnny's worth so much more than that. You know, Johnny hasn't even hit the peak of his career yet, in my eyes. So we'll see what happens. This match was great. It went almost 10 minutes. But for the majority of the 10 minutes, Shane Thorne got in too much offense. Too much offense on Johnny Gargano. Now, Johnny Gargano won. Thorne set up Johnny Gargano for some yes kicks. Then he went for a penalty kick to the back of Gargano. Thorne charged into a forearm. Gargano threw a few kicks of his own. Then he hit a lariat. Thorne comes back with a roundhouse. Gargano then hits a Poison Rana, super kick by Gargano, and that was the finish of the match. Johnny Gargano wins in nearly 10 minutes. Thorne got in too much offense. Don't know why he got in so much offense. Don't know where they go with Shane Thorne after this. Like, I questioned why this was happening, and I questioned where WWE is going with Shane Thorne and this push. I don't get it. Clearly, they see something in him. Clearly, they're doing something with him for him to get the majority of this match on offense on Gargano, then to only lose. So I question where he's going as far as WWE creative goes. This was a good showcase for him. Maybe they just use this to showcase his talent, to get him over in that way, to show you that he's no pushover, but having Johnny Gargano in a match with Shane Thorne, what does that say about Johnny if he's struggling to get past Shane Thorne? What does it say about WWE pushing Shane Thorne in this way only to lose? I don't think Shane Thorne is built up in the eyes of the audience enough to get this amount of offense in and then lose. People are going to look at him and associate him with being, oh, he's Shane Thorne. Nobody takes him seriously. Now, if he beat Johnny, that's a different story. But if WWE was really that invested in Shane Thorne, they would have had him go over Johnny. But obviously, Johnny wasn't losing on the season premiere of NXT when he's the face of NXT. A lot of back and forth. A lot of, I don't know. A lot of what if. But Shane Thorne got in way too much offense. This match should have went 5 minutes, with Johnny really getting the solid win here and solidifying the fact that he is the face of NXT and making an example out of Shane Thorne. And that was it. But we got this 10-minute match where Johnny barely gets a victory after Shane Thorne got a ton of offense in during this entire match. Now, Candice LeRae and Shayna Baszler, Women's Championship. The Women's Championship over at AEW Dynamite was Nyla Rose and Rhea. Apparently, they went on at the same time. I watched AEW, clearly. I didn't really tune in to see what was going on here. I wanted to genuinely be surprised. I'm glad I avoided the spoilers. But I know at first glance which match was going to be better. I mean, clearly. NXT, Candice LeRae, Shayna Baszler, the story behind Candice, her winning the championship, much more desirable than Nyla Rose and Rhea. Which one was better? I don't want to compare the two, but I'm going to say, obviously, this, being that it was segment by segment, and I found out that NXT and AEW had pretty much identical segments with their women on Wednesday night. I love this match. I loved it. It went almost 15 minutes. Shayna Baszler wins in 15 minutes. She retains the NXT Women's Championship. Now, all I heard throughout this entire match was that Candice LeRae is one of the toughest women on the planet. I want you to keep that in mind. Candice LeRae is one of the toughest women on the planet. I'm like, okay, is WWE going to showcase how tough she is? And she's definitely in the right there to showcase how tough she is. Shayna Baszler has been unstoppable. I don't think this woman is ever losing the championship. At this point, I don't even think she should lose the championship. You know what I would do? I would bring Asuka back down to NXT, and I would have Shayna Baszler come dangerously close to just having, just one of the best dominant title runs that you could possibly ever have as far as a woman's champion goes. Asuka comes back and be like, whoa. Everybody's talking about you and how dominant your reign was. Did you forget about me? What about me? And then have Shayna Baszler beat Asuka for the women's championship and just kind of solidify Shayna as like the best NXT women's champion of all time. I think that would be awesome. Or they promote Shayna Baszler to Monday Night Raw and have her just run through that entire women's division until she gets to Becky Lynch and then takes out Becky for Ronda. So I think that would be awesome too. Either way, I was excited about this match, and it went 15 minutes. Candice showed you exactly why she is as good as she is. One thing about Shayna's matches, man, I really love Shayna, but it's always the same thing. Every single time, it's go for the arm. Go for the arm. Then the Kirifuda clutch in the end, right? It's always the elbow or the arm or some variation of the arm. I would love if they mix it up a little bit. Shayna Baszler's a submission specialist. Attack the leg. Finish somebody off without the Kirifuda clutch. Go for the leg, beat somebody with a leg submission, pull somebody off their game. Have their opponent, or have her opponent rather, be so wary of the arm that Shayna says, you know what? I know you're expecting me to go to your arm for the Kirifuda clutch, but I'm going to go for something else and take you completely out of your game. Why doesn't somebody attack Shayna's arm and take the Kirifuda clutch away from her? That we don't see all that often. So I love a little bit of a different dynamic with Shayna and her matches. Some of you might not notice. Some of you think I'm being kind of critical on that point, but it really gets to me when I see the same match with the same people every single time they're in the ring. Do something a little bit different. Shayna is better than what we see on most nights when she's defending that championship. Go for the leg. Same thing with her opponents. Go for the arm. You don't really see too much psychology as far as that. You do see the in-ring psychology with Shayna and her methodical style, but I just wish they would change it up and make it seem not the same every single time she's in the ring. So, Candice did a trifecta of suicide dives on the outside. So this was awesome. So, that was my favorite part of the match because it really started to build up momentum there. Candice hit a German suplex, forearms, Kirifuda clutch, missed by Shayna. LeRae rolled through into her own Kirifuda clutch. Baszler escaped her own move. So, Nigel went on to say on commentary that if anyone knows how to escape the Kirifuda clutch, it's Shayna. So I love the fact that he threw that in there as well. Candice hit a suplex for 2. Kirifuda reversal to cover. LeRae missed. And LeRae missed her lion salt, that cabrata, off the second rope. So she got herself stuck in the Kirifuda clutch at this point because at that point, when Shayna seen that she missed the cabrata, she went right for the Kirifuda clutch, and that was pretty much the end of the line here for Candice LeRae. She was stuck in the Kirifuda clutch, no break in sight. LeRae tried to get to her feet at the end of this thing, and I legitimately thought she was, and I thought Shayna was going to have to transition into something else because Candice was fighting back with all that fighting spirit. We were finally seeing how tough Candice LeRae was. Then Shayna leaned back, and LeRae was stuck in the hole. LeRae tried desperately to get to the ropes, and then she was basically a fucking fingernail away from the ropes, and she ends up tapping out, and Shayna retains the championship. I don't know why they went with this ending. I don't. 2 reasons. 1, Shayna had the hold applied, and Candice was a fingernail away from the rope. She did all that. She escaped, or at least tried to escape the Kirifuda clutch. She positioned herself, got to the ropes within a cunt's hair of the rope. She ends up tapping out. After all that struggle, that's where you're going to tap out? Why? Now, if Shayna positioned herself in the middle of the ring and dragged Candice back to the middle of the ring, and you felt like you had no more energy to expend, then I could see the tap out being legitimate. But why in that moment, after all that struggle, just to tap out near those ropes like that? I don't get it. And then, all I heard was that Candice LeRae is one of the toughest women walking the planet. Toughest women in WWE. Why have her tap out like that? If you wanted to build on the fact that she's the toughest woman in WWE, you know, even though she looks all bubbly and she's cute, the toughest woman in WWE, why not go with a situation where Candice passes out and she doesn't submit? Why? I didn't like this ending at all. Now, I might be overly critical on it, but man, Candice did so much fighting back to get to those ropes, and that's where you have her tap out. I don't understand that. Like, you couldn't give just a little extra, just a little bit to get to the ropes. Reach, pull. And then she taps out instead of passing out. I don't get it. Shayna's never going to lose this championship. I'm tired of even fucking predicting when she's going to lose the championship. WWE clearly sees Shayna as the face of this division. She's legitimate, and there's no reason why she's going to lose this championship. I honestly thought Candice was going to win here. Shayna was going to get promoted via the draft, or demoted, however you see it. Candice was going to win the title, hold it, and then lose it to Io. That's what I thought was going to happen. I don't know. Maybe they go back with Bianca. I genuinely don't know where they go from here. We got Rhea Ripley involved now. Tegan Nox is on her way back. Dakota Kai could be the one to beat Shayna Baszler. She's back. She has a history. Small history with Shayna Baszler. Toni Storm can come on in and beat Shayna Baszler. I don't know. WWE has options. Their women's division is fucking the best in the world right now. But they certainly have options. I don't know when those options are going to be called upon. But Shayna right now looks absolutely untouchable in NXT. She beats Candice here. 15 minutes, retains the championship. Danny Burch versus Pete Dunne. This was what you would expect from two guys who started out in WWE on the UK brand. 7 minutes here. Pete Dunne stepped on Danny Burch's hands. There was a situation where Danny Burch had his hands on the mat, and Pete Dunne stepped on his hands. My goodness. Pete Dunne, when he operates, man, makes me cringe. And I guess that's a good thing, because you want to watch something and believe in what they're doing. Man, it was awesome. So he steps on his hands. He goes for a pop-up powerbomb, knee strike, and then after that, it was pretty much it. bitter end by Pete Dunne, and that was it. That was it. Pete Dunne wins 7 minutes, and he gets another victory here on NXT. He's definitely going to be featured a little bit more on NXT. After the match, Damian Priest came out and hit Dunne from behind, laid him out, and he did his finishing move on Pete Dunne. And it looks like Damian Priest and Pete Dunne are going to engage in a little feud here to set up Damian Priest. They've put a lot into Pete Dunne. Now, at first glance, I was like, Pete Dunne is so much better than this. They're going to use Pete Dunne to get Damian Priest over on NXT. I guess everybody believes in Pete Dunne. WWE put so much effort and stock into Pete Dunne that the guy's pretty much untouchable at this point. He's what I call bulletproof. So having him in this situation to get Damian Priest over as a legitimate guy, building him up, not that bad of an idea. So we'll see what happens. Damian Priest could be hard-hitting. Pete Dunne, we know what he could do. Should be a decent clash of styles, so I'm looking forward to that. And we'll see how it plays out. But Damian Priest and Pete Dunne are going to be set up for a future program together. So we'll see how that goes with both of those guys. Wale is introducing the Street Profits. He leads them to the ring. He wrapped the Profits to the ring. It got pretty repetitive. It was pretty cheesy. But, it is what it is. I can honestly see this as a send-off for the Street Profits as they get demoted to the main roster. So he introduced them to the ring, and we get the Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was awesome. As always, I expect nothing less from a tag team match with the Undisputed Era. For the most part of this thing, it was Montez Ford being really sectioned off in the Undisputed Era's part of the ring. Another thing you guys were telling me on social media, which I caught a glimpse of, was that the fact of AEW doing their tag team match and NXT doing this in the main event of their show. So not only did we get women's matches competing against each other on both shows at the same time, we got tag team matches competing against each other's on both shows at the same time. I wonder why they did that. Now, my first thing was, well, WWE wanted to start off hot with the NXT Championship. There was no other likely choice for main event outside this match. So, yes, of course this was going to close the show. It's not like WWE had an inside scoop of what was going on there with the script, or maybe they did. Who the fuck knows? But I think WWE, or I want to say I think WWE is like, well, AEW is going to be building their tag team division up, and the Bucks and LAX are going to be in this thing. WWE kind of wanted to showcase their tag team division a little bit in the main event, because the main event of AEW, Matt and Nick Jackson have stated that it's going to be tag team wrestling. A lot of what you see over there is going to be main evented by tag team wrestling and their tag team division. So either way you swing it, it was done, and it was a great night in the end. Tag team wrestling, I'm glad, is getting a spotlight in the main event. It should happen more often. Montez Ford was absolutely decimated and dissected by Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. That was until we got Montez Ford finally getting a hot tag to Angelo Dawkins, and he comes in like a house on fire. Fists, clothesline, a bulldog by Dawkins on top of Bobby Fish to Kyle O'Reilly. It was awesome. Bunch of 360 spinning stinger splashes in the corner for everybody. He was giving them out like candy. So he did a spear to O'Reilly, spear to Fish. O'Reilly gutted him in the midsection with a punch, hit a pendulum clothesline, but Dawkins suplexed O'Reilly, overhead suplex for a 2 count. Dawkins then missed a charge in the corner. Undisputed Era got back to their senses, started teaming up on him. Dawkins flipped Fish over the ropes to land on O'Reilly. Dawkins crawled to the corner, but O'Reilly hit a diving knee from the top and hooked a leg for a submission. So I love this. I love the fact that they seen the opening to go for the knee, and they were so visceral in their attack. With O'Reilly jumping off the top rope and driving his knee into Angelo Dawkins' leg, that was pretty much the beginning of the end for this match. So he hit the diving knee, hooked a leg submission on Dawkins. Ford and Fish were in the ring because Bobby Fish, he wanted to prevent Montez Ford from breaking anything up. He was in there. Referee was trying to get control of this. He was like, he had to keep his eyes on the submission, then tell those guys to get out of the ring. So Montez Ford took control, picked Bobby Fish up, and pretty much slammed Fish into this submission hold by O'Reilly on Dawkins, and that broke everything up. So at this point, Dawkins and O'Reilly keep fighting after the hold was broken up. Dawkins lands a big enziguri, Fish tags in, goes to the top but misses a top rope splash. Ford tags in and follows up with a huge frog splash on Fish for a close 2 count. Place went crazy because they thought we were going to get new tag team champions. Dawkins places Fish on his shoulders. They went for the blockbuster neckbreaker off the top, which is their secondary finisher. So Dawkins places Fish on his shoulders. Ford goes to the top, but O'Reilly makes the save and takes out Dawkins. And Bobby Fish hits the ground, and that hold is broken up. So Dawkins fights both guys at ringside. They're on the outside. Montez Ford is standing up top like, bro, what's going on here? All right, I'm going to take things into my own hands now. Pulls a ricochet, dives over the turnbuckle into the corner, over the top rope, over the turnbuckle, over the steel post, and lands on everybody, including his tag team partner. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Ford runs, leaps out, takes everybody down. Fans are chanting, holy shit. Roderick Strong makes his presence known, interferes. Dawkins hits a spear on him, takes him out. So they both fall to the floor on the outside, ramp side. Now, in the ring, Montez Ford's all by himself. He's the legal man, remember. So they hit high-low. They take him out, and that was pretty much it. O'Reilly covers for the win and retains the NXT Tag Team Championships. Awesome ending, awesome match. Great way to end the show here for NXT. O'Reilly, Fish, Strong in the ring. Undisputed Era's prophecy is still intact. Adam Cole shows up on the stage, holding up his championship. And I tell you, I shit you not, we see that background Titantron playing. Ciampa's fucking name shows up. The beginning sequence of his video package, of his entrance video package, starts playing. We hear that heartbeat in the beginning of his song. And I get chills talking about it now. 3 o'clock in the morning, I got fucking chills. Now, I expected him to be there. I didn't know when he was showing up. I didn't know if he was going to show up on the live show. I didn't know if it was going to be a .com exclusive. Adam Cole standing there. Ciampa comes out. He's wearing camouflage pants. He looks phenomenal. Stares down Adam Cole. He circles him. Gives him one quick circle. Stands right in front of him. Licks his lips. Looks at Goldie. Adam Cole, scared at this point, he clutches the championship, and he is just staring down Tommaso Ciampa at the end of this show. I loved it. So Adam Cole not only has to worry about Finn Balor, I don't know where he's going to fit into all this. Get in the back of the line, Mr. Finn. But now he's got Ciampa back. I love it. Tommaso Ciampa coming back. Things are now, once again, back to where they should be. That man's presence has been missed. I can't wait to see what Cole and Ciampa do in the ring for the NXT Championship. This was a beautiful way to end this show, a beautiful tease. I can't wait to see what these two guys do. I'm so happy he's back. There's been a big void missing with him gone, and I think everything now is going to be taken to a completely different level. Watch. NXT is great as it is, but there was a noticeable absence when he was gone, and Adam Cole's days are numbered. There's no way he is going to survive. There's no way he's going to survive both Finn Balor and Tommaso Ciampa. We'll see what happens. NXT was awesome. I loved it. And the season premiere was fucking awesome. Thank you guys so very much. I'm getting out of here, guys. Expect NXT on Thursday from now on every single week, just so that you guys know about the schedule going forward. AEW on Wednesday. If you missed that, go and check it out. NXT on Thursday. So make sure you guys are aware of that. If you missed Monday Night Raw and the AEW Off the Script Elite podcast, make sure you guys go and check that out on the channel as well. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on both Twitter and Instagram. And hit that subscribe button down below. We got some more content coming this weekend, man. It's going to be awesome. We got SmackDown tomorrow night. We got Off the Script this weekend. I'll be in New York City for HOG. Chapter 4 with Marty Skrull. Should be awesome. Going to be a big week, man. And the Braves. Hopefully they advance into the NLCS by the end of this week. Thank you guys so very much. I will see you all right back here on Thursday. Oh, it is Thursday. I have to get my day straight, man. It is Thursday, you idiot. Thursday. NXT. Friday. Tomorrow. Should have some gaming content up in the day, and then Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night, guys. See you then. Thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you right back here for the Fox debut of Friday Night SmackDown. See you then.